Hello design lovers, welcome to Arch Zenith channel. Imagine stepping out into your patio and feeling like you've been transported into a dreamy vintage garden, where every detail whispers charm, every piece of furniture carries history, and every corner feels like a retreat from the rush of everyday life. A space that's not just beautiful, but also timeless, cozy, and filled with character. Doesn't that sound like a little piece of paradise, right in your own backyard? Well, today, we're going to talk about how to transform your patio into exactly that, a vintage garden escape. In this video, I'll guide you through fresh ideas, practical tips, and stylish design secrets to help you create a patio that blends rustic elegance with the warmth of nature. Whether your patio is small or spacious, this guide is packed with inspiration you'll love. And the best part is, you can start making changes today. So grab a cup of coffee or tea, sit back, and let's dive into the world of vintage garden-inspired patio design. Section 1. Why vintage style works perfectly for patios. Vintage design has this magical ability to feel both nostalgic and timeless. Unlike modern styles that may go out of trend, a vintage-inspired patio is all about creating an atmosphere that ages gracefully. A big reason why vintage works so well outdoors is because it blends effortlessly with nature. Think of aged wood, wrought iron furniture, distressed finishes, and weathered terracotta pots. They don't just withstand the test of time, they become more beautiful with it. That's the heart of a vintage garden escape. Imperfection becomes charm. Another reason vintage patios are so appealing is because they carry stories. A reclaimed wood bench has a history. A retro lantern reminds us of simpler days. These details spark feelings of warmth and comfort, which is exactly what you want in your outdoor retreat. And here's something practical. Vintage style often involves repurposing, upcycling, or finding treasures at flea markets and thrift stores. That makes it not only stylish, but also budget-friendly and sustainable to things we love in 2025 home design trends. Section 2. Choosing the right furniture. When it comes to creating a vintage garden patio, your furniture is the foundation. You want pieces that instantly evoke that sense of old-world charm, but are also functional and cozy. Start with wrought iron or cast iron chairs and tables. Their curves, ornate designs, and sturdy build bring an elegant but rustic feel to your patio. If wrought iron feels too heavy, you can go for distressed wooden benches or wicker chairs. Vintage wicker, in particular, is making a huge comeback in 2025 patio trends, especially when paired with soft cushions in earthy or floral prints. Mix and match is also part of the vintage philosophy. Don't be afraid if your chairs don't perfectly match your table. That eclectic vibe adds character. For example, pairing a reclaimed wood farmhouse table with mismatched vintage chairs can create a cozy, lived-in look. And of course, comfort is key. Add cushions with organic fabrics, botanical patterns, or muted tones like sage green, soft beige, or faded rose. Layer with throw blankets for chilly evenings, and suddenly your patio feels like an outdoor living room. Section 3. Greenery that defines the escape. What's a garden escape without plants? The right greenery is what truly transforms your patio into a lush, vintage oasis. Start with climbing plants. Vines like ivy, wisteria, or climbing roses draped over a pergola or trellis create that romantic, timeless vibe that screams vintage charm. They also add vertical interest, which is perfect if your patio space is limited. Then add a mix of potted plants in terracotta pots, ceramic planters, or even vintage crates. Drought-resistant plants such as lavender, rosemary, and succulents are not only beautiful but also low maintenance, perfect for modern lifestyles. Herbs add both fragrance and function, making your patio feel alive and useful. And don't forget about vertical gardens. In 2025, vertical planters are a top trend for small outdoor spaces. You can use reclaimed wood pallets or old ladders to create tiered plant displays. It's a brilliant way to save space while adding that vintage, upcycled charm. Section 4. Accessories that bring vintage charm. Now, let's talk about the finishing touches, because accessories are what turn a plain patio into a true vintage garden escape. One must-have is vintage lighting. Think lantern-style lamps, string lights with Edison bulbs, or even repurposed chandeliers hung above a seating area. These create a warm, golden glow that's cozy and inviting. Next, consider decorative accents, antique watering cans, bird cages filled with candles, or enamel pitchers repurposed as vases. These small, thoughtful pieces give your patio a curated, lived-in feel. And finally, water features. A small stone fountain, even a tabletop one, instantly elevates the space with soothing sounds of trickling water, bringing calm and balance to your garden retreat. Section 5. Layout and zoning for maximum coziness. The way you arrange your patio is just as important as the furniture and decor you choose. A vintage garden escape should feel cozy, intimate, and inviting, almost like a secret hideaway. Create small zones. For example, you might have a main seating area with a table and chairs, a reading nook with a bench tucked away in a corner, and a plant-filled corner that feels like a mini greenhouse. These different zones make your patio more dynamic and functional. Use dividers like lattice screens, vintage shutters, or climbing plants to subtly separate spaces while maintaining flow. This creates a layered feel, making your patio appear larger and more charming. Also, think about flow. Arrange furniture so conversation feels natural and pathways aren't blocked. A vintage garden is about relaxation, so everything should feel organic rather than overly structured. So, now that you've got all these ideas in mind, imagine stepping onto your patio tomorrow and beginning the transformation. Start small, maybe it's just adding some string lights and a couple of terracotta pots. Then, slowly layer in vintage furniture, lush greenery, and charming accessories. Before long, you'll have your very own vintage garden escape, a place to unwind, entertain, and feel inspired every day. The beauty of this style is that it doesn't have to be perfect. In fact, the imperfections, the chipped paint, the mismatched chairs, the slightly overgrown vines are what make it beautiful. So, if you're ready to turn your patio into a timeless retreat filled with warmth and character, don't wait. Start today, and soon you'll have a space that feels like stepping into another world every time you open your back door. And before you go, let me know in the comments, which of these ideas are you most excited to try? Don't forget to subscribe to Arch Zenith for more design inspiration, and hit the bell so you never miss our latest videos. Because your dream patio, the vintage garden escape you've always imagined, is just a few steps away.